It's that Reyes family. We post daily vlogs that are fun, positive, and that inspire because we believe that family is everything. Join us on this journey. Yo guys, Alejandro and Sarah from That Reyes Family. And in this video, we're going to talk about, does marriage change after having kids? But before I get into that, I want to let you know that every single week we're going to answer a question from one of you guys, and maybe a couple questions. One of the questions more specifically was from Vanessa from the Ever Afters. What up? Asked, does marriage change? Does your relationship change after a second child? So I want to get to kind of the overarching, like, does marriage change after kids, and then get to your second child one, because we have two girls. If you're new here, Sadie, who is 7, and Bella, who's about to turn 6 in a few days, depending on where you're watching this. So I'm gonna ask Sarah, I'm gonna put her on the hot seat. How has marriage changed since we had kids? What do you think?
I think it's changed a lot because our focus went from just us, what we want to do, what we like, to just what do the kids want to do, what makes them happy, what are, like, I don't know, I think our focus has shifted totally towards them.
Yeah, and it's definitely changed for, as a guy, as a man who's career-oriented, entrepreneurial. Like, the day that Sadie was born, like, my life completely changed. One, from like a spiritual standpoint, to be honest, like, I really understood like what a father was, because I didn't have a dad growing up. And two, like, this ambition, this drive to want to make this world a better place. And so I think with each other, we just had to do a good job, because all of our attention is focused on kids. We've had to do a good job making time for each other. And so
time is limited.
Time is limited, so life is different, marriage is different.
The focus is different.
But yeah, the focus is different, and like having a multifaceted, like, I gotta focus on my career, I gotta focus on my kids, and a lot of times we focus on our kids and focus on our career, sometimes even more than like the intimacy and the relationship. And so you have to be very focused, I mean, if to use the word, and intentional about making time for each other. How do you feel we've tried to make time to stay married and all that good stuff?
Well, I think,
and have a good marriage 10 years later.
Crazy. 10 and a half.
10 and a half. And just so y'all know, disclaimer, for the first 3 years, it was hard dealing with this one right here. It was probably hard for her dealing with me.
Very.
But we figured most of it out, and we're on this journey, and we're glad that you guys are on this journey. But what do you think?
I think the best thing that we've done is have the girls have a very strict bedtime, and we weren't always the bestest when they were little. They slept with us all
kids.
The time. And
what time would they go to bed?
Like whenever we went to bed.
Yeah, like 10, 11, 12.
You were working from home, I was a stay-at-home mom. It was
they didn't have school.
No school, different schedule. But now that they have a really strict school schedule, I do too. You have, you're up for work all the time. We have them on a really strict bedtime schedule, even on the weekends. And that gives us time to be together for 3 hours, either just doing whatever I want to do, what he wants to do, like by ourselves, and then we make sure that we spend like an hour or two. Like, it's kind of like we're having a date almost every night, because it's just us doing whatever we want to do, and the kids are asleep, so we're not focused on them during those hours.
Yep. So, but to answer the question specifically from you, Vanessa, from the Ever Afters, the question was, does things change after a second child? So some of you may be thinking, like, should we have another child? Should we have one? Like, there's studies, guys, that around having more kids. The first kid, what you do, you get them all brand new stuff because you've never done this stuff before. Then there's hand-me-downs, so you spend a lot more, I think, on the first kid, and there's just all these different dynamics of spending time. Now there's a new kid, and so
it's really easier having the second child.
I think so.
Because you've already gone through the process and change of having the first. The second child comes in, and they're your first child's little friend, and now they're hanging out and playing together, and you're not 100% all your attention, making sure they're having fun, because now they have a friend. I mean, it takes a while when they're newborn and they're getting to know like the world, just bottle feeding, mom's feeding. But once they hit this like 2-year-old stage, they are pretty independent, and then their little sibling is their best friend. And that's what happened for us. So The transition for the second child, I was so scared because our girls are only 20 months apart. So Sadie was seriously, like, we had just had our first birthday, found out we were having Bella, and I was so scared because I had no idea what that was going to bring, because I felt like, oh my gosh, I have a baby. But then Bella came and it was just kind of like we knew what to do. It was easy, and now they're best friends. So I love that change going from 1 to 2. And I don't think it did much for us having the second
it
child.
didn't. I did read a study earlier as I was kind of thinking about this. The second child's harder on the mom, as far as it's just harder on you than it is the father. And in our situation, like, I don't know, I feel like it may have been because Bella loves hanging out. She's a lot like me. She wants to be the hang out and just talk and spend time, and she wants to cuddle. And so Sarah's been home the most for the most part of her beginning parts of her life. And so has it been harder for you? How has Bella's, their personalities are definitely different.
Yeah, their personalities are totally different. So however your first child is, don't think the second, I mean, it could happen. Your second could be a clone to your first, but ours are like polar opposites.
Completely different.
In every way. The food that they eat, the way they talk, the way they act, how they are in a crowd, like they're very different kids. So it's just pretty interesting to see that. But it's just been really fun having a second child, and I was nervous that wasn't going to be the case, but it's been awesome for us.
So with that said, if you want your questions answered, please comment below, let us know, #AskThatReyesFamily, and we'll get your question answered. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Till next time, we appreciate your peace. This is like new because we don't have like, it's not like a little bit of you, a little bit, it's different.
It's all of us.
It's all of us. Peace.
Belly, what's happening? You're trying to get her to the salon because she's got a little rat's nest back here.
Right, my dear. Here she is.
We're going to see if they have appointments available. Grammy does not approve of her bun that we made today. I'm like, oh my gosh.